Hi, welcome to the latest episode of Dentists Can Cook. I'm your host, Dr. Joel Goldenberg. Today, went shopping at Costco, and walking through the aisles, I found this lovely pork loin. I know, you're thinking, pork loin? What do I do with pork loin? There's a lot you can do with pork loin, but I decided what we're going to do is we're going to do a braided, miso glazed, with some honey and ginger and garlic, everything that everyone has around the kitchen, I'm sure. You might not. You might have to get some stuff, okay? But that's okay, because as I've said before, this is easy. You can do this, all right? You know, and I realized in some of these episodes, I've showed you how to cut the onions and do everything. And there's a reason for that. It's because my kids don't know how to cook. I mean, they're learning to. And I feel like I want to show them something and leave them something behind so that when they have to cook for themselves, Jessica, Alec, they have something they can fall back upon. So if you don't want to watch some of the step-by-steps, that's fine. I cut some of that out for us today so we don't have to go through everything. Come on over here. Let me show you what we're going to need today. All right. I love this recipe. It's an Asian infused. You don't have to go, you know, deep with it, but we're going to use some sake. We're going to use some mirin, which is a sweet cooking wine. We've got some honey. We have some fish sauce, some rice vinegar, roasted sesame oil. If you haven't used roasted sesame oil, by the way, little bit goes a long way. Great sesame flavor. We're going to use some soy sauce. We have salt, pepper. We have chopped garlic. We have some candied ginger because I didn't have any fresh ginger. So if I could get Beth to stop eating these, because this is just can't. Come here, look at this. This is just delicious. I have a shallot because I didn't feel like cutting a full onion, so I went with the shallot, and we have some mushrooms. All right, a little bit of red hot pepper there. All right, I love these peppers. So I've already put this out, so you're not going to watch me cut everything. The miso, by the way, don't be scared of miso. You buy this in a supermarket. It's a fermented bean paste, they tell me, and it really adds a beautiful flavor. So we're going to do a couple things. We're going to marinate with this, and then we're going to break that marinade down into the glaze. So this part of the video I'm going to do tonight. It's about 6 o'clock. I'm going to put the marinade together. We're going to take the marinade, we're going to put it in a bag and put it in the refrigerator overnight, let the flavors really meld, and then tomorrow we'll actually do the cooking portion, which couldn't be easier. You're going to throw it in the oven, 400 degrees for maybe half an hour at most. So with the pork loin, all I did was I cut off some of the fat, and don't use that glove. If you don't have gloves in the kitchen, get gloves. Just not gloves that rip. Don't get gloves that rip, all right? Because this way you don't have to constantly wash your hands. And we're dealing with pork here. So all I did was I took my loin and I cut it into 3 individual pieces, right? And then later what I'm gonna do is we're gonna braid it, like braiding my daughter Jessica's hair. And that's gonna do a couple things for us. It's gonna look really cool. And it's gonna allow all the flavor to get into those little areas that it wouldn't have gotten in otherwise. So you could use your pork loin, you could just cut individual like little burger patty sizes, that's fine. You could cut it into a roast size and deal with that, that's all good. But I decided I'm gonna, like I said, we're gonna make a braid and cook the whole thing at once. Pork loin, by the way, $1.99 a pound. Crazy. 7 pounds, 14 bucks. Feeds a family of I don't know how many. And it's only the 2 of us. Me and Beth, she's got the camera there. Yeah, it's just us, but this is gonna go a while. So, let's make this marinade. We're gonna take our bowl in no particular order. We're gonna take some of the sake. How much of the sake? I don't know, half a cup, 3/4 of a cup.
That much.
Use good sake. Don't use, I mean, it's almost empty. All right. Just like cooking with wine. Don't use something you wouldn't drink. All right. Sake always got a place in the house. The mirin, sweet wine. Again, how much? Half a cup, 3/4 of a cup. Don't forget, we're gonna cook this down for the glaze. So you can put as much as you want for the marinade, as long as you have room. Soy sauce. The soy sauce, you gotta remember, is really salty. So you wanna make sure to balance and don't add too much salt afterwards. Again, quarter cup, half a cup of the soy sauce. Fish sauce. What is fish sauce? I don't know. I really don't know. They love it over there, east, the east. They love it. It's anchovies, it's fish. You know, a lot of cultures use anchovies in foods that you don't know that it's there for umami. Again, another Asian reference they tell us is good, but don't smell this. Don't drink it, don't smell it, but use it. And sparingly. Don't use a lot of it, but if you don't have this, it's gonna miss that little bit of extra for you. Let's go with the sesame oil. Remember what I said, a little bit goes a long way. Heavy sesame flavor. So 3 tablespoons maybe. Olive oil. Why? Love olive oil. Good for the Mediterranean diet, good enough for me. Put olive oil in everything. Honey. With the honey, you can do flavored honey. You can use hot honey. Obviously, depending upon where your honey's from, the bees taste differently. I'm using Casco wildflower honey, so that's good. Let's put the miso in. Paste, just like that, whole thing. Some recipes call for heating the miso up and letting everything meld. I find in the marinade though, you don't really have to do that. I just like to put it together, let it all mush. I have about half a teaspoon of salt, about a tablespoon of pepper, and some chili flakes. Just kick it up a notch there. Sesame seeds. Again, a little more flavor in the building. Let's go with the shallot, the ginger, and the garlic. The garlic I minced and I chopped a little bit. You get a little bit of every sort of flavor there. See, so easy so far, so easy. Mushrooms. You know, the mushrooms are going to add flavor. They're going to absorb some of the liquids. So when we do the glaze, you're going to get some of that extra meatiness to it. I think we got everything. All right. So now we just mix this a little bit. This looks great, even though you don't know that it looks great. It smells wonderful. Wish you could smell it. So, when you're marinating something, you can do it a couple of ways. You can put it in a container. You can put it in a Ziploc bag. What I'm going to do is, I took my food saver bags. If you don't have a food saver, again, one of those things in the kitchen really going to help you. And I'm going to vacuum out some of the air so that the marinade and the meat really have a chance to come together. So now, let's see if I can get a couple of gloves that don't rip. You may think that gloves don't rip, but they rip every day, all the time. Yeah, there's nothing like being in the office, putting on a pair of gloves, and having it rip before I start doing something. And then I have to stop and get another pair of gloves.
That does smell delicious.
The marinade. Yeah, not the raw meat. All right. That said, this looked like an octopus. I'm not sure I disagree so much. It does look a little funky-ish there, but that's okay. Doesn't matter what it looks like just now. And now what we do is we take our marinade and we're going to pour it straight in. I got to tell you, I think I'm impressed. I didn't spill half of it on the side, just a little. That's okay. You're going to spill. Spills happen. What are you going to do? All right, I'm going to close this up. I'm going to let this sit in the refrigerator overnight, and we're going to come back tomorrow, and we're going to cook it. See you. Oh. All right, I'm sorry. I held out on you. I didn't show you the coolest part of this, according to Beth. She said that the vacuum sealing really is the cool part about this, and okay, sure, I'll show you how to vacuum seal. Your vacuum sealer has some sort of slot, hole, whatever, and all you do is you put the opening of the bag into the slot, and most machines have an automatic setting. And what it's going to start to do is it's going to start to suck the air out of the bag. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch it so that I don't suck all the liquids into the machine. And I'm going to seal it now. So usually when we go and buy meat in bulk, I'll cut it into pieces or separate it and make individual bags. This way you can freeze it. So, I mean, I'm not here to tell you about the benefits of a vacuum sealer, but if you don't have a vacuum sealer, you really should get a vacuum sealer. As far as marinating foods, it really does a much better job than just putting it in a Tupperware or a regular bag. So that's it. I'm gonna go get a pan, just so we don't have any leaks, potentially, put it in the refrigerator, and now we'll come back tomorrow. All right, it's the next day. Took the marinated pork loin out of the refrigerator. We have no leaks, as you can see. Always good. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open the bag, I'm gonna put the liquid into a saucepan, take out the loin and let it sit for probably about an hour on the countertop. Don't be scared to leave meat out. You want to bring it to room temperature before you cook it. So, got my scissors. I'll admit, there's probably no clean way to do this. Just gotta go slow. I'm gonna pour out as much of the marinade as we can get. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cook this down. This is gonna make the glazed sauce. Oh yeah, there we go. Well, the meat wants to go. You know what I think I'll do? I think we'll just dump everything in there for now. Look at that. Excellent. All right, let me throw this away. Be right back. I'm back. I'm gonna take the loin and just try to get some of the liquid off the mushrooms, and I'm going to transfer that to my sheet pan right there, and I'm going to let that come to room temperature. I don't know, maybe less than an hour, and then once it's less cold, because it's cold, it's very cold, then what I'll do is I'll braid it, we'll get it in the oven, we'll start cooking this down. We're getting there. See you soon. All right. Meat seems to have come to room temperature. Right? You have to. It's good. I have a couple of skewers. Soak them in some water. 5-10 minutes, just so you don't burn the skewers. You're gonna need these in a bit. Come over here, take a look. Now, for those of you with girls.
Looks like a uterus.
Huh.
Huh.
I'm a dentist, not a GYN, but for those with girls that have had to braid hair, you know what to do. If you don't, well, it couldn't be simple. You've got your 3 pieces right here. You're going to take one piece, flip it over to the side, just like that. Take your other piece, move it back into the middle, tuck it in, and repeat. Over to the side, tuck it in, flip. You should feel this. This is lovely. It's not slimy or nothing like that.
You have gloves on. How would you know if it's slimy?
That's true. That's true. And then we're gonna go there, and then we're gonna go there, and we're almost done. By the way, this is a great skill. If you want to make challah, challah. That's how you do it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the ends. I'm going to take those skewers. Okay, maybe we'll tuck it under a little. tighten you up a bit. There we go. And we're gonna put one of the skewers there. Put one of the skewers there. I've got 3, so I'm gonna use 3. Do you need 3? I don't know. Now I'm just gonna lift it up. Place it on my pan. 400 degrees in the oven. Check on it. 30, 35 minutes. We're going for temperature. All right, we'll be back. Sure, all right. Let's see what we got. Let's take it out of the oven. Don't hold your face near the oven. All right. There's the loin. Here we go. Remember what I said, we're going by temp. USDA says 145. Now you gotta go 150, 160. We're at 177. That's how I like it. I don't like it pink. All right, I like it firm. We're gonna let it rest for about 10 minutes, then we're gonna start slicing. All right, it's on the table. We got it. There's the pork, cut into some pieces. So, temp, 160, 165. I know, little piece was 177, it's all good. We got some garlic bread. I got bored, so I threw a quick pizza together. A little mushroom onion, jasmine rice.
You can open up a food truck.
Oh yeah,
That's fine.
we have a cucumber onion,
What makes the best
quick
empanadas in the world?
quick salad,
So 200 empanadas.
and the glaze.
35 minutes, 200 empanadas.
Feeding family, feeding friends.
Cheers.
Let's enjoy.
Exactly the same.
Disposition.
All right.
Talks exactly the same.
We only got one thing to say.
Do it again. Make it again. Do it again. Same exact way. Just do it again. That's all.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow, wow, Max, that's huge. All right,
Even the hand gesture
do it.
like his father.
All right. Here's the stuff no one ever talks about.
Cleanup. Nobody ever likes the cleanup. And the coffee making, because then you're always the designated coffee person.
And by the way, we're not even doing the cleanup. Best wife ever. How was dinner?
Make it again.
There you go, people.
Do it all
Make
over
again.
again.